Holy wait, that's a bigger difference than I thought I was about to argue. I have used the statistic trans women who have been on hormone replacement therapy and testosterone suppression for an extended period of time, usually a couple of years, have no real advantage over cis women in sports. As someone who has relied on this study, I thought I would go out and do a little bit of a test for myself. So, as much as I know a sample size of one person is not scientific, I've just almost come up on 2 years of estrogen therapy. So I thought it would be an appropriate time, as my 2 year mark on estrogen, do a comparison. I used to run a lot of cross country. Third place, first place again, second place, another second place. Most of these medals I received very early on into my hormone replacement therapy, or before that even. So they're a good point to compare myself to. I did a little bit of a vlog while I was running. So you can watch that and I'll see you in like 1 minute.
I have practiced 2 times, and both times I left early because, like, I had things to do. So much for trans people are destroying sports or whatever. I cannot do this. I cannot. And this is like the most cross country trail I've seen ever, because like there are so many hills. I have never seen this many porta potties in one spot in my life. Damn, that porta potty mirror made me look so good. I need one in my room. Maybe I could like snatch it. There's so many, they wouldn't notice. I could take it. I'm not gonna take it. That's so gross.
I don't like running sports and I don't really do it anymore. But I decided that I would go out of my way and put myself out there to do this experiment. Our times were tracked with these little bids, and it was about 5 kilometers or a 5.5 kilometer race. The fact that I used to be able to get first, second, third place, I should have done pretty good, right? You would think. No, I did horrible. I came 302nd out of 334 contestants. That's bad. I chose to run with the boys, but let's compare. If I had run on the girls' team, I would have placed ahead of 46% of the contestants. But because I ran on the boys, I placed in the bottom 10% of contestants. Way worse than I thought I did. Holy shit. Wait, that's a bigger difference than I thought I was about to argue. Now, I see the two ways this data could be taken. If I had run on the female team, I would have been better than 46% of the people who also ran. But because I ran on the male team, I was only better than 10% of the runners, not even. Seeing as that I am male, you could argue that I shouldn't be running on the female team. But at the same time, because I have this study, the one I always cite, that trans women who have been on HRT and testosterone suppression for an extended period of time are not noticeably better than cisgendered girls in sports specifically. Not all trans people, but trans people in theory should be able to run on the team of their choice. Now, why do I say this, you ask? Well, I know what my capabilities were. Just a couple years ago, there was not a single race I went to in which I did not place top 5. As I begun to do hormone replacement therapy, I began to notice that I did not have the same power output as I did previous to it. I could not run as far. I could not run as fast. I could not push myself the way I used to be able to, no matter how hard I tried. And in fact, if I can find it, my times from grade 7 are better than my times now. I've long quit sports or quit caring about running on the boys team. That's just easier for me. I rather run on the male team. But I am arguing for the sake of arguing, one, and for the sake of other trans people who want to compete as well. Because I believe that based on the study that I love to cite when talking about trans women in sports, and through my own experience, will vastly decrease performance and more so bring it on par with that of a cis girl. Not to sound sexist or misogynistic or anything like that. So can we just let trans students and trans people play in sports? It's not that deep of a decision. Just allow trans women to compete on the sport team in which they want to compete. That is all I advocate for. I don't care how it has to be done, right? I don't care if their win doesn't count, as long as they get a medal and recognition. I don't care if they have to go through a reasonable amount of hormone replacement therapy and testosterone blocking. I don't care if they have to have a gender dysphoria diagnosis. Just make it reasonable so that any trans person could, in theory, at some point participate in the sports they want to participate in. That is what I will continue to root for. That is what I will continue to advocate for. It's not that difficult to do. Just do it. And make the spaces safe. I don't want my trans friends to be running and for people sitting on the sidelines to go scream out, that's a man. If we can do those things, I'll be so happy. Not for me necessarily, because I don't even compete anymore. I've given up in trying. But for all the other trans people and all the trans people to come, let's do that. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If you are a member of the channel, thank you so much. Y'all are amazing. And if you watch the end, also thank you so much. I'll see you next week, hopefully. We'll see.